All right. What's the last one? Asset transfer. The last and one of the most important parts of estate planning is asset transfer. Who should be owning the asset? Who should be owning the asset? Does a third party own it? Do you own it? Does an insurance company own it? Who owns those assets? Because you have to remember, assets over a period of time lose value. Assets over a period of time lose value. So let me show you a very simple example of a presentation that I use when it comes to asset transfer. Okay? This is one of my favorite presentations because it made me get my largest deal ever in my life. Okay, before we go there, can you tell me what are the different asset classes that are there that you can invest your money in? Okay? All of you are financial advisors, correct, right? Just confirming. What are the different assets that you can invest your money in? Cash, okay. What else? Properties. What else? Equity and shares, yeah. Equity, what else? That's not an asset, that's a fake asset. I want assets, okay? NFT. I live in the real world, not in the metaverse. We are going into the matrix now. Huh? Gold, or what we call commodities, yes. What else? Last one? Bonds. Bonds. There are only 5 asset classes. Any 6th asset class is a combination of one of these 5. We call them hybrids. Okay? These are the only 5 asset classes in the world. Now, this is what a typical family balance sheet looks like. Every family, every wealthy family will have a business. They will have some properties. They will have some investments like in bonds, etc. They will have a bank account. And they have jewelry. Business is equity, property is property, investments is most like bonds, bank account is cash, your jewelry is commodity. The 5 asset classes. This is a typical family balance sheet. Can we agree on this? Yes? Okay. Now, the value of your business can go up and down? Yes? The value of your property can go up and down? Yes? The value of your investments can go up and down? The value of your bank account will go up and down based on how these 3 perform, correct or not? The value of your jewelry doesn't exist. Your wife won't allow you to sell her. That's why the men don't like jewelry. Do you understand now, women? It's not that we don't like diamonds, it's just that you will never allow us to sell it. All right, that's why we call it a dead investment. But a lot of people don't realize, happy wife, happy life, correct or not? I tell you, men, buy diamonds, you will have a lot more peace. So, when we look at this balance sheet, it goes up and down based on different factors, correct or not? So, 2022, 2032. Let's say the value of my balance sheet is $10 million, right? So I'm worth $10 million. What do you think is the value of mine in about 10 years? What do you think is my value? Any guess, guys? Any guess? Whatever you say is correct. 20 million? Yeah, that's possible, right? So my 10 million should have become 20 million, correct or not? Yes, we agree? Can my 10 also become 7 million? It can, right? So, Mr. Client, I truly believe that in 10 years, your 10 million should become 20 million. I believe, because you've done it before. You've created 0 from 10. You can do 10 to 20 also. You have done it once, you can do it again. Even if the value drops to 7, I know that you will automatically, if you're there, you'll push it back to 20. You know how to do it. I have no doubt in your capability. How many of you drive a car? Most of you, okay. Now, imagine you're driving the car on the highway, okay, and all of a sudden there's a hole in the road, right, a pothole. What happens to your car? You get a jerk. How do you come out of that jerk? Your car has something called a shock absorber. So your car helps you absorb that shock so you don't feel the jerk, correct? This is your estate. It also needs a shock absorber. You see, Mr. Client, as long as you are driving, you are my shock absorber. But in case something happens to you, we have created a product which is called the gap insurance. I cover this gap. It only comes into play when something happens to you, because you can handle it otherwise. You see, I have no doubt in your capability, but your family might not be able to. So they need a shock absorber, and we call that gap insurance. Now the question is, how much gap insurance should you buy? Right? How much gap insurance should you buy? When you're driving the car, can you buy a car that makes you feel nothing at all? Impossible. Even if you have the best Rolls Royce, you will still feel some shock. Right or not? So the formula for gap insurance is 25 to 50% of net worth. So if your net worth is $10 million, how much is 50%? $5 million. Can we agree? So in case in 2032 you pass away and the value of your family has become 7 million, I am a plus 5. How much is that? 7 plus 5 is 12, exactly. Which is still more than your 10, because I am a shock absorber. Now, if the value of your family is 20, how much do I pay out? I always am a plus 5. You see, that's the advantage of gap insurance. Gap insurance helps your family come out of any type of situation. If you are there, you will take care of it. But if you're not there, I take care of it. And this presentation is a very simple presentation. Can we agree? Yes? I was sitting with a client, his net worth is $200 million, and I did this presentation to him. You see, I don't ask my client, what's your net worth? They won't tell me anyways. True or not? You go to a wealthy guy and you ask them, how rich are you? Very. That's pretty much the answer you'll get. How much do you earn? A lot. True or not? So I don't even ask my clients their net worth. I just tell them the formula. And this guy is looking at me and he's like, so if my net worth is $200 million, you're saying I should be buying 100 million? I was like, yeah. Listen guys, at that point I'd never sold a $100 million policy in my life. Okay? So this confidence was not that high. So I'm looking at him and I'm like, uh-huh.